In this podcast episode, the hosts discuss Tucker Carlson's recent trip to Russia to interview Vladimir Putin. They highlight the strong reactions from various media outlets and politicians, including Hillary Clinton and Morning Joe, who criticize Carlson for his decision to interview Putin. They accuse him of being a mouthpiece for Putin and promoting propaganda. The hosts contrast Tucker's approach with that of other journalists, such as Barbara Walters and Mike Wallace, who have interviewed controversial figures in the past. They point out the hypocrisy of critics who praise past interviews with dictators while condemning Tucker's interview with Putin. The hosts also question the credibility of Morning Joe as a journalist, highlighting the show's low ratings and lack of international coverage. The House Republicans narrowly failed in their bid to impeach Mayorkas with a vote of 214 to 216 against. Despite being a primary target for Republicans due to the surge in border crossings, the impeachment effort faced challenges, with only 4 Republicans joining Democrats in opposing it. Critics within the GOP, such as Representative Kim Buck, highlighted that while Mayorkas' behavior may be deemed incompetent, it did not meet the threshold for impeachment under the Constitution. A record-breaking 57% of voters believe that the U.S.-Mexico border is in crisis and view it as a top priority. Additionally, the Alaska National Guard has been authorized to begin training in preparation for possible mobilization to support the federal Southwest border mission. This highlights the severity of the situation at the border and the need for additional support and resources to address the crisis. The hosts discuss the challenges of impeaching government officials and the criteria of high crimes and misdemeanors required for impeachment. They reference the case of former President Trump, who faced multiple impeachment attempts during his tenure. One of the House Republicans, Mike Gallagher, explains his decision not to impeach Mayorkas, citing the need for clear evidence of high crimes and misdemeanors to justify impeachment. The hosts criticize Mayorkas for his handling of the border crisis and the surge in border crossings during his tenure as Homeland Security Secretary. They highlight the incompetence and failures in border enforcement under his leadership, leading to public dissatisfaction and calls for accountability. Despite the challenges faced by the Republican Party in impeaching Mayorkas, there is a growing demand for accountability and effective border security measures. The conversation shifts to the state of California, where Governor Gavin Newsom is facing criticism for his handling of various issues, including rising crime rates, soaring utility bills, and high gas prices. The hosts point out the challenges faced by residents in California and question the effectiveness of Newsom's policies. They also discuss the recent deployment of California Highway Patrol officers to address the surge in crime in Oakland. The hosts also touch on the situation in New York City, where Mayor Eric Adams has faced backlash for his handling of crime and security issues. They highlight a recent incident involving the theft of phones from an Apple store and the deployment of police robots in Times Square. The hosts criticize the decision to discontinue the use of the police robots after just 4 months and question the effectiveness of such initiatives. In the corporate world, the hosts discuss the disbanding of Zoom's diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI team and the trend of companies scaling back on diversity initiatives. They emphasize the importance of meritocracy and accountability in hiring practices and question the effectiveness of DEI strategies in achieving diversity and inclusion goals. The hosts also delve into the ongoing battle over Disney's board composition, with activist investors seeking to shake up the company's direction. They discuss the nomination of Nelson Peltz and former Disney CFO Jay Rasulo to the board, as well as proposals to split up the company's real estate assets. The outcome of the proxy battle will depend on institutional investors and individual shareholders who hold the majority of Disney's shares. The hosts delve into Disney's financial performance under Bob Iger's leadership, highlighting the significant drop in valuation from $328 billion to $170 billion in recent years. They discuss the pressure from institutional investors who are advocating for changes to improve Disney's profitability. The The host suggests that bringing back Johnny Depp could be a strategic move to attract audiences and increase revenue. The conversation shifts to the upcoming Super Bowl, where the hosts debate whether the Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers will emerge victorious. They discuss the storyline surrounding Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, speculating on potential outcomes related to the game. The hosts highlight the salary disparity between NFL players like Brock Pye and college athletes who have capitalized on name, image, and likeness deals. They discuss how Pye, despite being the starting quarterback for the 49ers, earns significantly less than some college football players. The hosts touch on the possibility of Taylor Swift attending the Super Bowl despite having a concert scheduled in Tokyo on the same day. They speculate on how Swift's presence could impact the game and halftime show, adding an element of excitement to the event. The host also mentioned Joe Buck's comments about a potential mess at the Super Bowl, hinting at unexpected storylines or events during the game.